I was reading this article.
Yes.
I can link it to you about basically how companies are pulling out of like 2.0 shit.
They are to some extent. Link me it later. Let's actually do the stream. I literally just started streaming, so let me do the introduction. All right, so we're back. We're going to take a look at Mouz vs Navi. This is the GosuLeague. It's primarily commented by Purge. He's a great caster. You should check him out. Basically, we're going to take a look at this game. It's going to be best of 2, so they just play 2 games regardless of the outcome. Lets them, I think, keep a tighter schedule than if they do best of 3, where sometimes you have 2 games, sometimes you have 3 games. But anyway, Mousesports, back under the Mousesports banner. They used to be called Zero. It's pretty much been the same team. Now they're called Mousesports again. And they're going to be playing against Navi, who we just watched, basically, you know, the best team in the West. And we'll see how it goes. And joining me is Miaris. We did a co-cast recently together. Why don't you say hi?
Hello. So one quick thing. You mentioned that Mouse is the same team, but I think the most famous Mouse player was Sing Sing, and I don't see him in this lineup.
That's true. Sing Sing left while they were called Zero. At some point, he left to join. God, I can't remember who he joined, but yes, that's true. Sing Sing left. But since then, they coalesced into like I think an all German squad, and I think that's what they run with now. But whatever the Zero squad, yes, they basically they left Mousesports. It was all them and Sing Sing. Sing Sing left, and then they folded back into Mousesports. So it's still basically the same team, which is funny to me because they left an organization and then came back to the same organization. But yeah, you're right. Sing Sing definitely the most prominent player, frequently a solo mid or a support Rubik or.
Well, I don't think I'm qualified enough to comment on the best player, but I'd say the most known. He's got a stream which is probably the most popular stream outside of Dendy's, maybe.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. He's a very, very, very popular.
He's a very charismatic kind of guy.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Also, your stream is kind of lagging.
Is it?
Yeah.
Like chopping or
chopping?
It looks okay from here. Let me close some windows.
No, I can't tell if it's chopping because of like frame rate issues or because it's chopping because of lag. Seems the chopping seems to have improved a little bit. Keep in mind, I have to cast this.
You have to cast this because you're too cheap to actually.
Yeah, exactly.
To actually buy a ticket, which is sad. Yes, it's sad.
Support esports.
Maybe you should. Maybe you should consider supporting esports.
Instead of supporting esports, I would encourage the viewers to support a better cause and donate your money to Pizza IDF, an organization which buys pizza for soldiers fighting in the Israeli Defense Forces. That's your public service announcement.
Thank you for that public service announcement. All right, so let's actually take a look at these teams because this is interesting. So we have what I really like is that they're going Puppy Lifestealer again. So we've been seeing this a little more recently lately. He still runs the Lycan sometimes, but sometimes Lycan just isn't that effective. And I think definitely Batrider can really impress that Lycan. But so I think they've gone with a Lifestealer instead. And they also have the Light of Heaven Enigma, which Navi really likes to have that Enigma in there.
Well, Enigma is going to be, I think, played by Puppy, almost certainly. And keep in mind, they.
Oh yeah, no, sorry. Light of Heaven on the Bounty Hunter, Enigma on the Puppy, and they'll run. Actually,
Enigma on the Puppy.
Puppy on Enigma, and I wonder if they're gonna have Host on the Lifestealer or the. Are they solo mid Dendy Gyrocopter and Lifestealer for Host probably?
Yeah, well, Lifestealer just picked as a counter to Sven, basically.
Yeah, Lifestealer actually isn't that great as a counter to Sven, but yes, I think that's partially what they intend. No, I mean it's not that great. It's obviously the open wounds is good, but when Sven gets BKB, which is relatively easy, the open wounds doesn't do anything. And Sven's thing is not that he has that much HP that the Lifestealer can bring him down. It's that he does tons of cleave damage, which Lifestealer isn't that effective.
I think Lifestealer. Well, there's no real hardcore counter to Sven besides ganking him a lot, but Lifestealer.
I don't think that's true. Like I've actually just been watching. Sven has actually almost fallen out of the Chinese metagame, or he's not fallen out, but he's much less effective. And he's used only as the number 2 and not as the number 1. I mean, he's gonna be the number 1 in this, but he is actually not the number 1 in this. This is an example of him being used as number 2.
I might actually end up buying the ticket for this. Do you just do it inside the game client?
Yeah, you could do it inside the game client.
How much is it? Is it literally like $2 or something?
It's literally like $2 or something. Yeah. The only expensive tournaments are like the G1 League was a lot and the defense is a lot, but you get a courier. So. Anyway, Sven, I think there are counters. I think Shadow Demon is very strong against Sven. I think Clockwork is extremely strong against Sven. There are a number of things you can do. You are aware people play Clockwork now, right?
I've seen him played, but
Clockwork's good. Clockwork's really good. He's like really legitimate. You can run him solo lane, and you can run him. Yeah, GosuLeague. I think it's like $2, $3 for a ticket, something like that. It's something really cheap.
Okay. Sure.
So anyway, let's talk about the rest of the lineup. So Mouz is using they're going to use Sven as a support, so as the number 4. It's going to be, looks like it's going to be a tri-lane Sven, Leshrac, Faceless Void, with the Sven Leshrac setting up lots of stuns and sort of getting kills while keeping stuff off of the Faceless Void. Or they might run, the other option is Sven Leshrac as a dual mid, so they might do that actually, they might be rotating. Either way, Darkseer is most likely the solo lane. I feel like Batrider almost certainly mid. And yeah, I feel like they'll use the Sven Leshrac just to set up kills and such, and they'll deal damage delivery.
Well, Sven's gonna sit in the lane and rice until he makes.
He's not, because they have a Faceless Void who's gonna be taking farm.
Well, they're both gonna be.
So there is the option of running Faceless Void solo safe, and running Sven. No, I don't think so. You
you're right.
Darkseer as a jungler and Sven Leshrac and Faceless Void solo safe. But the more standard way is run Sven as the number 4, use him to set up stuns, and have just Faceless Void Leshrac.
The number 4. I thought this is an intermediate stream. You should explain the farming system.
I have actually in the past, but yeah, I should explain. So the number,
wow.
so the number system is that basically the number 1 will be the player who gets the most farm on a team, so it's usually the hard carry.
1%er,
so
if you will.
Navi, yeah, the 1%er. So Navi's, God, what are these lanes? What is actually going on here? Let's talk about this for a second. So is this? It might be. I don't even know. This is weird. We got Faust is in the middle now with his Lifestealer. Keep in mind, Sven has the double damage rune. He's gonna go in. He might not go in. Are they tri-laning mid? I don't know. This is weird. We got Arsart on the Leshrac and Faust on the Lifestealer in the mids. That looks like it's a dual mid. I think but up against the possible triple mid. They do stun. Oh, great! That was a great ice path. But Faust is dead. He gives up first blood. Just the multiple stuns from the Sven and the Leshrac and the double damage from the Sven was enough. And even though Arsart landed a perfect ice path, it wasn't enough to actually keep him alive. But Puppy is in the jungle. We got Dendi as the solo safe gyrocopter. Miaris, this is a weird game. This is weird.
I just bought the tournament ticket and I'm going in. I am officially supporting esports.
Good. I am glad you're finally officially supporting esports. I just remember that one game when Invoker just like landed a Sunstrike, and I'm like, wow, that's a great Sunstrike. And like 20 seconds later, you're like, wow, that was a good Sunstrike. And I'm like, wait, are you seriously watching my stream to do the commentary on my stream?
Yeah, hold on a second. So, oh, I can't. There's no option to have your camera, the Vic camera.
Well, yeah, because I'm not actually like I'm not an official caster, unfortunately. Oh my goodness, this roaming gank is really good. I think they're gonna get Light of Heaven too. No, they might not. Will they? They do. He's just barely in sentry range. I thought he might actually step out of sentry range by the time they managed to kill him, just because Faceless Void's damage so early is really bad. But they did manage to kill him. He's gonna port back. They can't do it again. They don't have the mana to do it again. But yeah, Korakai playing the support Sven. Look at the wards. He's got Observer, Sentry, and Smoke. Like, it's definitely the pure...
Support Sven used to be the only way people would play Sven.
Yeah.
You know, before he got really, really buffed.
Right. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, people didn't play Sven, period. But yeah, when they did, yeah.
Well, when they did.
Yeah. But yeah, I do think that this dual mid is smart from Navi. It's good because, like, the Lifestealer on his own, you could run him safe, but you would have great trouble if they decided to put Sven and Leshrac in the middle, for instance, and any one of Navi's heroes would get crushed by Batrider mid. But maybe with 2, they can sort of threaten that if the Batrider actually tries to dive and use his napalm stacks to do anything, they can just immediately kill him using... Arsart will start off with the stun, and then Lifestealer will use the open wounds to kill him. He doesn't actually have open wounds yet because he's only level 2, which is terrible, but... Well, yeah, actually, that is terrible. He's level 2. Hvos is level 2. And Dendi's level 4, which is good, but still. So, interestingly, so Mouz is running 0 top. So they're running Darkseer as a pure jungler. They're running...
but this is actually...
bot, basically.
I mean, it makes sense sometimes. Like, sometimes people will put... I think Darkseer can go in the suicide lane without... I mean, and still do stuff, because all you gotta do is put down Iron Shell.
Yeah.
But I'm saying in general, there's sometimes when you see a hero put in the suicide lane and he's really not doing anything at all, not getting
XP. It's better not to have him there at all. Yeah, no, I agree.
Right.
I agree. But I don't think that's the case here. I mean, Darkseer is the second best solo hero in the game. I think maybe they feel like what he can't do is deny Dendi any farm. Like Dendi, I mean, Gyrocopter has a little bit of range, so he doesn't like take massive damage from that Ion Shell or anything. But I don't know. I don't feel like giving Dendi tons of free farm is good either. I mean, Gyrocopter. Have you seen what people have been doing with Gyrocopter lately?
Mm-hmm. Nope.
Oh, it's pretty ridiculous. So, like, for instance, Wagamama from Pulse plays a lot of Gyrocopter, and he does Divine Rapier first Gyrocopter.
What?
So that he'll build like Yasha or something just for the speed.
Okay,
and
hold on.
Immediately go into Divine Rapier.
That's like ironic, right?
No, that's completely serious. They just won with it. They just beat Mouz. Just lost to a Divine Rapier Gyrocopter. That's literally their game just before this one.
Wow. So why do you think? This is a question. What Dendi is sort of famous for playing.
They're gonna kill RMN here on the. Yeah, I don't know why Dendi is on the safe lane. It's weird.
Not just on the safe lane, but playing like what's kind of a hard carry.
Well, yeah, it is interesting. It's kind of a, I don't know, Dendi likes big plays characters, and Gyrocopter has that. He has the nuke, and he has the W, which can lead to some big plays. I'm not sure. Maybe I think they're just playing around, like they want to try different things. But they could very easily have had Dendi on Lifestealer and Host on the Gyro.
Well,
maybe Host
Na'Vi are sort of famous for, like, to quote someone, doing the Na'Vi thing,
right,
where they just randomly throw games because they try to be too clever.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a very, very self-consciously clever lineup, but it's still a strong lineup. I mean, Gyrocopter is actually quite good now, and obviously Puppy has one of his best heroes on the Enigma. I
was looking at Puppy actually, and he needlessly got a Eudolon killed. I was actually looking, and I was really surprised that of all people, Puppy would screw up and get a Eudolon kill.
Right.
So, I mean, it didn't matter at all. But
yeah, sure. Oh, I missed the... Yeah, this Leshrac... I really like this Leshrac Sven roaming murdered squad. It's gotten 3 kills so far. And Hvost is just... he's gotten 25 lasted, so he's pretty good. He's got his power treads, so he's doing okay, all things considered. He's actually... Is he beating Gyrocopter? I mean, yeah, I guess Arsart being there to threaten the Bat Rider, not Gyrocopter, is really putting a dent in Bat Rider's farm. But Faceless Void is, pretty much free farming bot. He's going Midas. He's actually doing the Faceless Void Midas build. He's done.
Wow, yeah, holy shit. And that's a 6-minute Midas. It's
that is an extremely fast Midas. I mean, he's definitely going to go right over the top. The interesting thing is, Faceless Void, if you can get a Chronosphere on the Gyrocopter, then I think you're in business. But I'm not convinced that Faceless Void actually outcarries Gyrocopter otherwise.
There's a slight point. You see that Black just went to the jungle and Midas to creep.
Yep.
He screwed up and Midas the level 2 creep instead of the level 3 creep. Since Midas gives a huge XP multiplier. Yeah. That's just, I mean, it's again nothing, but
right. No, that's definitely a good point. It's important to remember that Midas does, in addition to giving a flat gold boost, it's a 2.5 multiplier on XP. So you want to hit the highest level creep you possibly can for the XP is what you want. If gold is what you want, then you want the gold.
There's like a trade-off, right? Yeah. Because almost search on the early levels you want the XP.
Right.
Later on, I guess you just get the lowest level you can because it gives the least gold and since it gives you a flat gold. It's just
exactly. The flat gold bonus is the best. Yeah, right. You lose the least gold by not killing. Interesting thing is because they have been running this one-on-one with Light of Heaven mostly, like he has been able to get XP no problem. So he's actually already level 6, which is great. He can sort of run around and track now. That's substantially advantageous to him. Meanwhile, Sven and Leshrac, even though they have managed to generate 3 kills, they're only level 4, so not that great situation for them. Meanwhile, Dendi and Puppy are really pressuring this top tower.
And Bounty Hunter, it's probably one of the most overpowered heroes with the current like gank heavy metagame. It's just ridiculous how much gold.
Yeah, definitely Bounty Hunter is very, very strong. The one thing is that I've seen a lot of Bounty Hunters recently sort of just strike out in the sense that teams play so conservatively with their safe lane farmers that the Bounty Hunter can't actually get anything done, so it's just like not that useful of a hero. But certainly in any oh wow, they actually wagered the Chronosphere that they can get this Light of Heaven kill, but I'm not sure. Okay,
well, they can.
Yeah, with the stuns. Yep. They are, however, deep in, and it's just Arsart, so Arsart alone will not be able to pick them off. Yeah. If they port Dendi in or something, or they bring more people in, they might have a shot.
Then Dendi will die.
There's no Chronosphere.
There's no Chronosphere, but there is like a double stun.
Well, but they have Arsart. Like, if Dendi ports in and he gets a good Ice Path off, he could get some damage done, but they decided not to. You're right. They did get the tower down top.
Ports in. He's like deader than a Cambodian with glasses.
Wow. It's good. Good Pol Pot reference.
Thank you.
All
By
right.
the way, for those that didn't know, did you know that Pol Pot is actually a reference to politique potentielle because he studied in French during the 60s and he was part of the 60s student movement?
I did not know that. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's really interesting how influenced he was by sort of French continental philosophy.
Right, right.
Okay, anyway, sorry.
No, that's fine. However, so now that our start is rotated, unfortunately, Wost is having a much harder time, actually. Oh, nice. That was a really good Lifestealer rage, actually, there. He managed to do it just before the Flame Break would have pushed him back into Korakai stuns and stuff.
Before, mixing a little high culture and low culture, how long until you think someone has, like, an alternative Neeks art where the rage is like the Reddit rage face or whatever?
Alternative Lifestealer art, you mean?
Yes.
I'm sure it already exists. It's probably somewhere on the Steam Workshop. That stuff is really variant in quality. There's like really amazing things, and there's so much awful stuff.
This is one of the amazing things, is what you were saying.
Sure. Yes, absolutely.
So what is better, like Reddit?
Oh, Black's in quite a bit of trouble here. I wonder if he backtracks. No, he blinked out. I would love him to backtrack this the clonk thing, the homing missile. He didn't, unfortunately.
Well, it didn't matter much.
No, it didn't at all. I would just have liked to see it. Wow, Korakai walking into a lot. I'm not sure if he knew that 4 of Navi were there, but that's a little bleak.
Well, he should have. There were
two
people there, so that was just basically
it's true.
a hard beat.
So Batrider popping... Did he actually pop Lasso too? No, just Firefly. So actually, Hvost has gotten enough farm that I think he's not quite so easy to kill now. So he's okay doing solo mid now. And they're putting a lot of pressure down on this bottom tower as well. Actually, they'll get this. I doubt Mouz are going to bother defending. So yeah, what do you think of the game right now?
Hard to tell. I'm just gonna say Navi's gonna win just because it's Navi, but
in a vacuum, they're definitely at an advantage, and I think they're probably, now that they got those 2 tower kills, yeah, they're starting to get a lead of about 2.5.
In that vacuum,
it's interesting. Dundee hasn't gotten any ranks in Rocket Barrage, so this is definitely not settled. Like the build for Gyrocopter is not settled. I've seen them go 4 into Rocket Barrage early, 4 into Flak Cannon, and like 1 into Rocket and 1 into Homing Missile, and the rest in stats. It's interesting, but certainly you definitely want to max that Flak Cannon. And it looks like he's making Shadow Blade, so he's not gonna be that pure damage hard carry Gyrocopter. It looks like he's gonna go for more of a ganky Dendi-ish approach to the hero, which certainly makes sense. Oh, we got the Chronosphere. Dendi's in a bit of trouble. Actually, that was a troll vacuum, but not quite enough to prevent them from killing Dendi. Puppy's not gonna get that black hole off. So 2 kills. I think they overextended a little bit.
So Navi's doing the Navi thing.
Throwing? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was... Losing 3 heroes there was kind of unfortunate. I like the light of having this place safe. He always is sort of the safest.
Well, he's used to playing the suicide lane thing.
Yeah, that's definitely true. They're still hunting him, though. I don't think they have... Do they have enough sentry wards to do this? No, they don't. They probably can't see him. Batrider has his blink. Darkseer is building... He has full mechanism in his stats.
Is that how you pronounce it? Mechanism.
Yes. It's how the characters pronounce it. Even though, yes, I know it's spelled mechanism, but it's mechanism. It's mechanism.
English phonetics are really, really retarded.
Well, excuse me, the spelling has nothing to do with English phonetics. It has to do with, like, people not knowing how to spell things. Like, M-E-K-A-N-S-M is not an English word, BRs. And M-E-C-H-A-N-I-S-M, there's no problem with that being pronounced mechanism. What's the issue? CH is frequently rendered as a K sound, like in English.
Whenever I see like words written with like a...
Sorry, go ahead.
Whenever I see words written with like a K instead of like CH, or like a CK instead of K, I think of like, I don't know, an emo teenage girl with a MySpace page that talks about magic with CK.
Sure, magic is one thing, but I do think that the CK has a place.
Just a generic thing
in the world of English phonetics.
I don't know. This sort of
looks like Navi actually. It's interesting that Mouz completely overextended and they fed the 3 kills right back that they got, and they fed Roche. So that's kind of unfortunate for them.
You know, I think this sort of reminds me of how Token sort of made his fantasy world intentionally different by changing the spelling on dwarves to dwarves and elves to elves. And like Tolkien did it, but Tolkien knew what he was doing because he's an English professor at Oxford. And then a whole bunch of people that didn't know what they were doing sort of found that interesting, and then they kept doing it in a horrible way.
Well, now and it's not. I don't know about it being horrible, Miras. It's not.
It's
sort of
truly awful.
It's.
I don't know. I'm a bit of a
fine.
Nazi about language, but
Yes, but I don't know. I disagree with almost everything you're gonna say with language. I probably vastly disagree with. But let's table that for now. We got a huge team fight in the middle.
Ooh.
Black jumps in right into the friggin' Enigma black hole. That's incredible. Will he get the Chronosphere? He does. He didn't have mana for it. Dendi almost walks into it twice, but I think that Black Cannon's gonna take Black down. Oh my goodness! Triple kill for Dendi, and he's still got the Aegis. Wow, careful play there to make sure that he was in range for Flak Cannon, but not in range for the Chronosphere. And you see that Black actually, when he came in, did not have enough mana to cast Chronosphere. He had to Magic Wand to get it.
So there's a rocket coming. Oh, it's gonna be enough because of. Oh, it might not hit.
No, it got picked off before it. Oh, maybe not. Oh no, it wasn't on the Batrider. It was on the Darkseer. Oh, and why is Sven standing there? Poor guy. What are you doing, man?
Felt like feeding.
Yeah. Well, now I think even though Mouz get the better of that exchange in terms of kills, I definitely think it's not a great situation for them. They're going to lose this tier 1 tower as well, almost without question. And Dendi's just continuing to farm. He's got his Shadow Blade is done. He's got 1800 on top of that. It'll be interesting to see what he actually goes next. It is Dendi. I wonder if he's not. There's the sort of Ags option, but I don't think he'll do that. Lifestealer just turning it right around on Batrider when he tries to jump in. Batrider's just going to get taken down really quick. Doesn't get anything done. And now Passa's in trouble on this Darkseer. He can't even surge out because the Arsart has the perfectly timed Ice Path to respond to it. They're still chasing. Light of Heaven tries to get Leshrac down. He doesn't actually manage. Oh, and that Arsart is going to go down. Lifestealer just walking straight through, trying to chase down Faceless Void. Faceless Void will die again.
Wow, Dendi. Oh.
Oh, Dendi gets taken down, but Puppy kills. Do we have a Storm Hammer? No, we don't. I don't think he can chase
we've
him.
got one, and he'll have one up soon.
No, he's not.
Oh, he doesn't chase.
Well, he shouldn't chase. Light of Heaven was there. It probably wasn't a good idea. He didn't know if Hvost was there. Like, he could have easily died from that chase. He's only level 8. I mean,
no pain, no gain.
Sure. I guess. Pretty even game in terms of XP, actually. And I guess the gold now, Na'Vi does have a pretty commanding lead on gold. They had so many towers. They still have 5 towers up. And, Mouz are down to 3. They could turn that around, but... No, sorry, they have all 6 towers up. Na'Vi is completely... they haven't broached Na'Vi's towers at all.
Na'Vi is just... They usually do a really good job of defending their towers.
Yeah, absolutely. Interesting that Arsart, some of the heroes whose sort of builds aren't really settled yet, like people still go a lot of different options. It's interesting that Arsart hasn't taken a single rank of Liquid Fire. Dendi escapes with the Shadow Blade, wow.
Well, Liquid Fire is only really good for tower pushing. Or for harassment.
That's not strictly true. It's good for tower pushing, it's really good against melee carries, like Faceless Void, like Sven, because of the attack speed reduction.
How is the attack speed reduction particularly good against melee heroes versus other heroes?
Oh well, whatever. Not melee heroes, but any carry is what I actually meant.
So, question: have you seen? Hvost is now going for. I'm guessing an Orchid.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So he's got the Armlet, he's got the Oblivion Staff. The only other thing is Refresher, but why would he make Refresher? No, he's making. I think he's making Orchid.
I don't think it's a Refresher.
Why not? I think he should make Refresher. You're right, because if he were making the Refresher, he would obviously have gone Perseverance first, not Oblivion Staff.
You better camouflage his build.
Oh, that's unfortunate. The Urn of Shadows ends up taking Dendi down. Good play for Batrider there, actually, to take Dendi out. They definitely need to keep him under control somehow.
So it's worth pointing out that Na'Vi is technically behind in terms of kills.
Yeah, but I mean they're ahead on golds very.
They're ahead on gold. They're ahead on towers. They are basically crushing.
And they're smoked up. They're gonna sabotage Mouz from the back while they try to take down this tower.
Note that Lifestealer was walking by that sentry.
Yeah, they saw. They're running, but it's not quite enough. Yeah, they're in on Alex. That Leshrac is not going to spend any time alive at all.
And track again.
And they're on the run again. Darkseer's going to have to find a way out of... Ooh, they pop Black Hole just to take Darkseer. Makes sense because he has the mechanism on. Yeah, no, I think it's worth it.
Well, not just that. In general, I mean, before you have your BKB and so forth, And against a team of, I mean, everyone on the enemy team, literally everyone, can interrupt a black hole.
Right.
So it's good, but getting it, I mean, using it to just get a sure kill,
Sure.
why not? And they're crushing on them
Right.
anyways.
No, absolutely, that's true. Looks like... Oh, wow, they're gonna take Dendi. Whoa, wow. He pops the... Oh, that's unfortunate. How did he actually die? Oh, Urn again. He died to Urn again. But interestingly, Dendi has Ghost Scepter. Do you think he's gonna go Ethereal Blade? Wow, is he mad? Why are you mad, Dendi?
He's like teaching them how to play, saying that he would gladly die for a tower.
Oh, yeah, I am ready to die 6 more times. That's funny.
Is this one of those things like I regret that I have but one life to give for the Emperor?
Yeah, I think that's what that is. Wow, wow, look at Black just... Wow. Taking it
I'm
to
sure
the
these
next
people
level.
are friends
No,
and
I'm
they're
sure
just
they are. Yes.
trash talking.
Yeah, yeah. So Kvosta is done with his Orchid. This is very unorthodox. I have never actually seen Orchid on Lifestealer before.
I don't really know like if this is a legitimate
troll
build.
No, I think it's
Yeah.
a troll build. But in actuality, their damage is mostly coming out of Gyrocopter, not Lifestealer. So it is okay, and they do have lots of targets.
Gyrocopter like has just been feeding, so
he has been feeding a little bit. But so my question is, do you think he's going to make Ethereal Blade, or is this Ghost Scepter solely to sort of not die to Sven and Faceless Void?
it's Dendi. Like,
Just try and find me.
Right. We did once see. Was it? I think Fost made Ethereal Blade on Sniper, or was it on Phantom Lancer? I do know.
but didn't you say that he intentionally did
Yes, he intentionally did it to convince people that copy his builds to do it, even though it's actually bad. I think it was Phantom Lancer.
it? Man,
it is
like,
quite bad on
what is
Phantom
this guy
Lancer.
doing playing Dota? He should be like in a hedge fund, developing strategies.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we got Mouz sort of grouping up in the middle here. I think they don't feel too comfortable venturing too far into Na'Vi territory right now, just because I think they're still behind on levels. Well, actually, their XP situation is still not too dire, but they've been sort of routed in each team fight.
By the
that
way,
they had so
this
far.
is like the saddest little thing. You see that there are 1202 Na'Vi banners, pennants, and 0 Mouz.
Well, no, Mouz doesn't have any pennants. So even though they were in the International 2, because they disbanded, the banners got obviated or whatever. So now there aren't any Mouz banners can't actually
This is
exist.
a scam that they keep reforming so that people have to keep buying banners over and over again.
I mean, they don't have a banner available in the store, so if it's a scam, it's a very, very, very bad one. It's
Give it time, dude.
extremely
This is
ineffective
genius.
scam. So do you see that Black is going the absolute greediest possible Void build? Because he built the Midas and he still built the Battle Fury just for more farm too.
Well, I think they reasoned that they can't
Oh,
possibly...
we got Lasso. They're pulling in Ghost. They're probably going to take him down. But we've got the Na'Vi. Ooh, wow. The nuke is going to hit fully, and this Chronosphere completely screwed his own team.
Well, did you see
Black
that...
just wipes his own team with that Chronosphere. That is terrible. That was a terrible Chronosphere. They do manage to not... somehow they managed to not completely lose that fight, despite the fact that that was an atrocious Chronosphere. And but they're still on the run. Batrider's going to die to Hvost too. The fact that they didn't even kill Hvost is just brutal.
Holy shit!
Oh
Did
my
you
goodness.
see that from Black?
I didn't actually, but... I actually completely missed that, but that was pretty impressive.
Wow!
And they
So
do actually
basically-
manage to pick off Light of Heaven in the back. Sorry, Leshrac.
Black... No. Light of Heaven saw Black porting out on 100 hit points or so.
Right.
And he threw a shuriken to interrupt the teleport and then Janat at him.
Right.
But Black backtracked like a pro.
Both of them? Yeah, like
And
a pro.
but at that point he was tracked.
Right.
So he figured there's no point trying to run.
Right.
So he turned around and started attacking Light of Heaven.
Did he get time
and he
lock
bashed
box?
and backtracked like
That's
a boss.
so funny. Yeah.
And
well,
he just completely killed him.
the thing about Void, he's a little bit of the carry version of Ogre Magi, right? Because he's got the 25% chance to dodge
Ogre
anything,
Magi
including
is
magic.
carry.
What's up?
Ogre Magi is carry.
Ogre Magi is carry, but yes, he's the carry.
He's
No,
a
he's
bad
got-
version of Ogre
He's
Magi.
let's say that is a bad version of Ogre Magi. Let's go with that. But definitely he has those two random elements in the time lock chance and the backtrack chance. So that was a weird fight though, with that horrible chronosphere, and then just the stuff that ensued after that is a really wide-ranging weird fight.
That was a pub-worthy chronosphere.
It was. But yeah, Na'Vi are just turning around. This is what Na'Vi love to do. Like, right after a team fight, immediately go in on that Roshan when, like, the other team is still sort of gathering their senses.
I thought you were going to say just feed.
But they're going to fight. They are going to fight. So, Batrider's in. Is he going to lasso? He lassos Host again, which is an interesting choice. But I don't think they're going to stop this Roshan kill. And we've got the Dendi's... Oh, wow. That is a good chronosphere. That's what he needed this entire time. Triple kill. They're going to probably kill Host. They're going to take the Roshan because it never went down. Sven might take that Roshan. Looks like he... No, he's holding it. He's going to hold it. They're going to put it on Black after all. Black's taking
Wow, that chronosphere. Holy shit.
Yes, he definitely redeemed himself for the previous chronosphere. I think he's going to go straight butterfly into this because he's already got 3,300 gold. He's going to buy the first component of the butterfly in the form of the eagle song, and he'll just keep going.
Correct you. This is what Na'Vi likes to do. Just throw away games and feed.
So Black gonna get some more gold. He's gonna keep adding to his purse. Oh, he's probably gonna keep buyback for now, but he's definitely, I think, gonna make that butterfly next because that'll be good against lifesteal. It'll be good against gyrocopter. So yeah, wow, Mouz really I think that fight turned this around. They got a free Roshan. They went 4 for 0 in that fight, right? Like they didn't lose anybody.
So, question: you see how Black has all that like Goonie shit after his name? Is this like a meta-ironic thing? Or does it have like several layers of meaning that I'm aware of?
If meta-ironic or several layers of meaning? Because the irony would lend a level of meaning itself.
No, but I'm saying, like, is this like some reference, like some serious references to shit?
I don't know. What do you think Light of Heaven is making with that Blade of Alacrity? Do you think it might be Diffusal? So the other option is Manta, but it's rare that you see a Bounty Hunter Manta. What would the point of that be?
He might just be getting a Yasha. I mean, what would...
He might just be going Sanjin Yasha in honor of Black's name?
Or I guess you can use it...
I think Diffusal is not a bad idea.
You can purge. You can purge God's Strength, can't you?
You can't. They made it so you can't purge it. That's actually part of the buff suite that made Sven good. If you can still purge God's Strength,
you could purge, like, Surge. That's about it.
You can purge Surge. Also, honestly, the mana drain is not bad. If you can drain Void's mana to not cast Chronosphere, for instance, that would be pretty good.
Dude, just think about what you just said. It would take, like, first of all, like, Bounty Hunter has shitty attack speed.
That's true. His attack speed is pretty bad.
Stack speed on it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But Void doesn't have much mana, so he doesn't have that much to drain.
Dude.
Oh, he went on full BKB. He didn't go to the butterfly. That makes sense. Full BKB is probably smarter. Especially that gyrocopter cooldown has been hitting everybody every time. I think not taking that, not being slowed is going to be good. Not being slowed by the open wounds either, or any of the Chikiro stuff hurting you. I don't know. Navi are still substantially ahead on the gold graph. They're still 8,000 gold ahead, but I think this game is pretty much
Faceless Void with a Cleaver and a Midas.
It's good to have almost all of your earned gold on your carry hero, right? So his net worth is substantially above everyone else. And he's got DD now too. So we'll see
you're making an argument for the concentration of wealth.
In Dota, yes. My opinions about video games are substantially different from my opinions about society in general.
Wow, I take all my social clues from like Final Fantasy.
Well, of course, who doesn't? So it looks like Mouz is going to push. I think that's smart, especially with the new Aegis duration. You really want to like use it or lose it, kind of. And interestingly, Black actually now adds the Mask of Madness on. So usually you'll see Voids going Mask of Madness earlier, and definitely you usually see Voids that get the Hand of Midas not go Mask of Madness at all because it's like they almost already got the attack speed. But I think he just got the Midas for greed purposes. Like that was pure greed, and now
of course. What else did you get the Midas for? You don't get the Midas for the 30 attack speed.
Well, you don't get it for it, but it is a perk because it means you have less need for the attack speed that the Mask of Madness gives you.
Well, it's not like attack speed scales negatively with itself. It's just...
It's not, but usually what Voids will do is that the fact that they have enough attacks... I mean, it doesn't stack negatively with itself, but past the point where you have enough to kill someone in a Chronosphere, additional attack speed actually isn't that helpful compared to AoE on Battle Fury, compared to everything that a Butterfly gives you, which includes attack speed. So... frequently...
Well, he's gonna get, I think, Butterfly next.
Yeah, he will. And his income crit is so high. He could get crit, actually. We could see crit. I don't know, we'll see. Right now, he's just watching him farm. Use that Midas, man. Make sure you get that gold. Interesting game. It's slowing down a little bit. I think Na'Vi are aware that it's going to be really, really tough for them to win the next team fight, so they're maybe trying to build up the next
slowing
heroes.
down
Enigma does have a slow
doesn't
BKB,
favor Na'Vi.
so... What's up?
Like a slow game doesn't favor Na'Vi.
No, it doesn't,
other
but
than in the sense
I think
that
if you
they're
can
better
get
players,
certain... Right. I mean, A, you can give Mouz more time to make mistakes, and B, if you want to hit certain milestones on your team, then you can sort of wait until you hit those milestones and then hope that that's enough. And I think in this case, we have CC Hvost making his Assault Cuirass. We see... what is Dendi actually doing? I mean, the puppy has his BKB done, so that's significant. And then Dendi is making... He did make Ethereal Blade! Troll Na'Vi. The fact that that they might well win, even with their Orchid Lifestealer and stuff, tells you a lot, I feel like. Oh, so he just gets Puppy. He is going to kill... Oh, good Ethereal Blade. But he BKBs to remove the Ethereal Blade debuff. So that's actually huge, because otherwise he wouldn't have been able to kill Puppy, and Puppy would still have been able to Black Hole. Dendi trying to escape with his Shadow Blade that still don't have vision.
But really, like Shadow Blade, that's like pub tier item usually.
Gyrocopter Shadow Blade is not totally uncommon.
What's the synergy?
The synergy is just that you need to get in close to sort of surprise people with your Rocket Barrage in particular. For your Rocket Barrage to actually hit, you sort of need to start already on top of them. And if you can get into the middle of the enemy team, you can start flat cannoning and actually hit all of them. And then just for escape is the other reason. It's not that bad for him. Flat Cannon Shadow Blade has positive synergy because your first hit after coming out of the Shadow Blade will hit everybody for 150 more damage. Same reason that you make it on Kunkka, right? Like the exact same reason, basically. That's why
No. The
Similar.
reason you make it on Kunkka, it's because on Kunkka, the 100 extra damage, it's multiplied for the splash.
Sure, right. It's multiplied with this, but primarily it's good because not only does it multiply, but you also hit everybody with it. And so you get that same effect from Gyrocopter in the sense that you hit everybody with that splash
Gyrocopter, it's not like all subsequent attacks. Oh, hold on. There's just a pull now.
Yeah. They're pulling. Oh, that lasso was not quite as effective as they wanted. He got stunned.
Puppy BKB, but nothing's happening with that BKB.
Yeah, it looks like they're just running. That Puppy BKB will probably not lead to anything. Yeah, it's actually expired. But I don't know how Kurokai can escape. I don't think he will. They'll probably take him down. Yeah, Kurokai's gonna die.
And now with track, this is so much gold.
Yeah, certainly more. Yeah. So that's, great for Na'Vi. They managed to take 2 down. They deflect that impending push on their tier 3, and they don't have to worry about that for 50 more seconds. So that's definitely good for them. Dendi just clearing out some Ancients of his own. He doesn't have quite the damage that he would have if he were doing the pure damage build, but he has other things. He can, in theory, disable Sven or Void, although they can shuck the Ethereal Blade with BKB. And
right, but it's still good. I mean,
it's still good. Absolutely.
Arguing that something is not good because it can be removed with BKB is, it quite limits you.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. In some respects, it does. That's true, but like it's a very expensive item, and if you get a very expensive item that is severely limited by items that other people are already hitting versus doing it when people don't have hit those items, that's different situations. But yeah, I think the question is going to be how do they actually. What can they do about Black? Because he's well over halfway to his Butterfly. And he's got the Mask of Madness, he's got the BKB, the Battle Fury.
He bought something. Let's see what he bought.
I think he just got the Eagle Song. That was it.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was just the Eagle Song. But he already has enough money for the Quarterstaff, too. Like, he's... this extremely greedy build is definitely paying off as we speak. Like, his net worth is just
it's just that I think it's Faceless Void. Like... Right. If you're going to play Faceless Void, you might as well go all the way, because playing Faceless Void and then going for conservative build is...
I don't know. I get what you're saying. The thing about it is, a lot of games right now, because the game sort of blows open in the middle and you can lose before the Void is actually able to carry very effectively, I do know that Battle Fury is not generally favored on Void right now, because like frequently you just need to be decisively damaging prior to the Battle Fury actually doing much of anything. So I know that Battle Fury is not tremendously favored right now. People more commonly go like straight like MKB crit, attack speed, BKB, stuff like that. Or
They might go MKB if one of them ends up with Butterfly.
Crit is more common, definitely. Sorry. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it paid off in this game because like he did feel that he would be able to get a lot of free farm, not die enough, be able to activate his Midas a lot, and he could go the fully greedy route. But they waste a stun on the Illusion Enigma. That was good baiting by Puppy. Did he actually BKB? That's a very early BKB.
He's BKBing the rocket.
From Black, yeah. Sure. Oh, looks like he's gonna get host in that chronosphere, and he might get more. Wow, Arsar just gets melted. Good black hole, but is it too late? It might not be. No, that gyrocopter just dealing tons of damage in that black hole. Puppy now BKB.
Damage,
Black taking a lot of damage because he was Malefist right in that Midnight Pulse. So even if you're very tanky, that Midnight Pulse will still deal tons of damage to you. Do you know if he can backtrack Midnight Pulse ticks?
Well, no, but Midnight Pulse. I mean, it's better than nothing, but
a rank 4 Midnight Pulse, if you're stunned in it for 4 seconds, is 24% HP. It's not bad at all.
yeah. So if you're stunned in it for 4 seconds,
But that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened to him.
right. But it's not.
Radiant's top tower is under
No, I mean generally it won't do anything, but if you actually sit in it for a while, it's pretty decent. I think the problem for Na'Vi is like, in that case, they got most of their combo off, but they had to like wait until after the Chronosphere, basically, and so consequently they already had many heroes dead by the time that they managed to actually land the Enigma Black Hole.
Right.
When they did, it was
Void-
good, but
When it gets to the true end game, like Void is hard to outcarry at all, ever.
sure, absolutely.
And are they gonna steal a rope?
I don't know. I feel like that Enigma, the Enigma combo with the gyrocopter is really good. Like you black hole and you just flat cannon everybody down, but Dendi almost doesn't have the damage to do it fast enough. Like it's the building the
So what's
ethereal
Void
blade.
gonna
Shadow
sell
Blade.
at the Aegis?
The Midas. No, the Midas.
Okay, yeah, the Midas, fair enough.
Wow, lots of damage from this. Yeah, he sold the Midas to take the cheese. Actually, the
Wow,
Aegis
look
is
at-
still on the ground. Aegis is still on the ground. And Darius Courier dies. Darkseer, we got the Chronosphere, we got Midnight Pulse in there, we got the Gyrocopter ultimate. Black is probably... Oh, he ate the cheese. He could pick up the Aegis still, I think. Yeah, he ate the cheese and picked up the Aegis. Goodness gracious. But he's the only one alive. The entire rest of the team just got that Macropyre hit for basically max effectiveness, plus the Midnight Pulse, which you so derided.
Wow, that Macropyre was brutal.
Oh yeah, the Macropyre was huge. And then the call down on top of it, and...
That place was like...
Jakiro is such a silly hero because you can just put down
like
the...
that since Israel invaded Gaza.
Wow. That's terrible.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I'm sorry, there was no proof it was white phosphorus. To take that back.
What?
So
Na'Vi are pushing.
Yes.
They're not in a great health situation, but all of Mouz are down, so I think they think that they can rax them. It's surprising just how badly they ended up going for us, because they were all trapped in that tiny little spot where they got Macropyre, they got Midnight Pulse, they got the call down on them.
yeah,
Just ton of
Macropyre usually it's incredibly cumbersome to use because it's got a very slow cast time, but yeah, if you can get it off,
If you know they're in the pit, yeah.
yeah, and they don't move, it does so much
The good
damage.
news is Black survived, and he's well on the way to his Daedalus, actually. He already has Chrysalis. But the
shit.
bad news is Dendi is actually basically at his Butterfly. He will have Butterfly extremely soon. Unless he
Right.
decides to go, yeah, he is going Butterfly. So that'll give him insane attack speed. That's actually a very dangerous
yeah, he is.
gyrocopter.
Actually,
And Light of Heaven has gotten up in
bad item
value
either.
too. He did end up making Manta, and he's got his drums, and he's got 2,000 gold on top of it. So Na'Vi, pretty good shape, honestly.
Wouldn't right now a Heaven's Halberd be amazing?
It would. I feel like they maybe should have gone Heaven's Halberd to disarm the Void, but he's going Battle Fury. What is Fos doing? Does he even have? Well, he still doesn't have a Silk Cuirass. That's unfortunate.
So I guess Void's gonna sell off his Mask of Madness and grab an MKB.
Or
maybe his
you don't
Battle
think he's
Fury.
going to finish the Daedalus first?
Eh,
I would finish the Daedalus first because the Mask of Madness is nice to have around. Eventually, yes, he's going to pitch the Mask of Madness probably for an MKB. Especially once he sees that Dendi's actually making the...
Havost.
Oh, he will
pouring
actually
out.
get out, I think. Oh, he won't. Time. Pure skills on that time lock. Procking
Well,
that time lock.
he attacks so fast that
Yep.
it was actually quite likely that he was gonna get
Well, he was only half. He had to do it in half a second, and his attack speed is 0.60 seconds per attack. So he had to be one of the first two hits.
And didn't they recently get rid of the really stupid random number generator that they used to have?
Well, it wasn't really stupid. It was just actually random.
No.
Yes.
The I'm talking about the cumulative random, right?
No, they put that in.
Oh.
Now it's cumulative. Now it's the proportion, the PRD. So now it's if you don't proc something for a while, your chance to proc it increases, like the way WoW quests work. Ooh, he jumps right back in, does that Chronosphere. With Dendi down, this is going to be very tough for Navi. He doesn't have buyback because he just finished his Battle Fury. His Butterfly, that's so unfortunate. I think they can't resist this Rax push. That was a great kill for Mouz to get that Dendi. He should not have finished that Butterfly so early.
Yeah, he really shouldn't.
That was very unfortunate timing.
I think you should have just played more cautiously around Chronosphere.
Sure. No, definitely. Oh, they're going
hole
all in on this Void. But it's
and
not quite enough. The black hole was not quite enough. Black is still taking a lot of damage, though. He's pretty low. He does manage to take people down, but he might...
Wow, look
wow.
at that.
Oh, my goodness. Good ult by Host. Really good ult there, actually.
Yeah.
I think they have to retreat. They're going to lose more people if they don't get the hell out of there. Alright, well, that Bat Rider's dead, definitely. Probably the Darkseer will live. Oh, he decides to port first. Okay, he gets out. So they only get 1 Rax. I'm almost kind of surprised, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, Faceless Void has buyback. It's not actually like a bad situation for them. They have buyback on every single dead hero, actually. But they're probably going to wait.
Right.
Sven makes it out.
Faceless Void pretty much has his crit. If
Sven has his BKB, so that's definitely good for them. That'll let him be an adjunct damage dealer for them. But Dendi's back up, and Dendi does have his full Butterfly, so that's definitely significant for Navi as well. And they're going to just push. I think they, at the very least, they want to force these buybacks. They don't want to let these guys just be lazy and not buy back. They don't have fortification either, so I think they're going to have to buy back soon. All right, so here comes Black.
Did buy back. There we go.
No, absolutely. They don't want to. They just spent all that effort getting a Rax. Like, to lose a Rax after that would be horrible.
Yeah, on the other hand, like
Faceless Void buying back was enough to make Navi flee, so they actually didn't have to buy back on Bat Rider or Leshrac. That's significant savings.
How much do you think that Faceless Void is missing his Midas right now? A lot.
You think he should have pitched the Mask of Madness?
Dude, anything. Just Midas best item.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. He should have sold the BKB, because really, what does that do for you? It's down to like 6 seconds. 6 seconds of magic immunity? Hardly.
You can't sell the BKB, sadly.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. You're right. You can't sell it. You can only drop it.
It's like an STD. Once you have it, it's for life.
That is not true of all STDs.
Depends which one.
It does depend which one. So interestingly, Havost is sort of sitting back here. I wonder if Navi aimed to sort of pincer movement them. I don't know what Havost is doing. Never mind.
Oh, wow.
Wow, Puppy is being taken for a ride. Will he get the... No, he is dead. He buys right back.
Oh,
lots of damage actually coming in.
Look at him. Like, every fight, like, Black jumps on him, like, puts the Chronosphere on top of him and destroys him.
Mm-hmm. But Black is taking quite a bit of damage as well. Dendi has very respectable damage right now. And this is... Oh, and also this is really slowing down Black with all these stuns. Right, Dendi is dead. That's true. Oh, Puppy, really good Black Hole, actually, but not quite enough. Sven takes him down. Sven is quite scary now. Will this earn kill Light of Heaven?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, this is it, I think. I think they're done. They still haven't killed Black. He's still up. Ghost is about to die. Ghost is done. Their cooldown buyback for Dendi. Ghost doesn't have the money to buy back. Do any of them have the money? Light of Heaven can, but that's not enough. Oh, Light of Heaven actually has cooldown too. Yeah, this is game, I think. They just got too cute. Right?
Yeah, they really did.
Orchid,
GG.
Orchid, dual mid, life stealer, ethereal blade, shadow blade, butter blade, gyrocopter.
Butter blade.
That's right, butter blade. That was intentional. That wasn't a slip of the tongue. So we got one more game though of the same team. So we'll see if Navi decide to do something else entertaining, or if they actually try to go for the win.
I might join you for the second game, but I gotta take a phone call. I got a phone call while I was talking to you.
That's fine. Go take a phone call.
Okay.
It's gonna be a little while anyway. All right, see you, dude.
All right, back in a bit.
Yep. All right, so what we just watched was sort of what happens is Navi is a team that really part of the reason why I think Navi is such a stable team and why they sort of always look like they're having fun is, you know, they're willing to cut back, and even if they're playing a tournament game, they also take breaks. Like they'll not play a tournament game for a while to make sure they get well rested. They sort of know themselves, they know their own mental health, and they know that if they tried really, really hard to win every single game, it would sap some of the fun out of the game. And I think that's why they're the most popular Dota team, is they have this sense of fun around them. They're not unwilling to go into a pro game and run a lifestealer with just incredibly unorthodox Orchid Malevolence build, and run their mid player as their safe lane farmer and their safe lane farm player as their mid, And, you know, it almost worked. They came extremely close to victory in that game at several points. This Bat Rider wasn't tremendously effective. The roaming Leshrac and Sven was quite strong, but the Gyrocopter was getting bigger and bigger as time went on. And just, you know, in the end, maybe if they had pulled back a little bit from the brink of Silly Town, like if Dendy hadn't finished his Butterfly and he had the buyback for the Tier 3 fight, they could easily have won. It could easily have worked. And I don't know if that says more about what the validity of these builds or just the pure gumption of Navi that they can really make just about anything work. But it was definitely entertaining to watch, and until Black just got completely out of control in this incredibly greedy Faceless Void, it seemed entirely plausible that Navi would take that one out. So definitely a fun game to watch. I quite liked it, honestly. And we'll sort of see what they pull out for the second game, if it's going to be equally wacky or if they're going to be like, well, we do want to at least get one win off of this, so we'll play a little more standard. And the nice thing about Navi 2 is, okay, they'll get silly for some characters, but they won't just completely throw. Like, it's not like they played 5 ludicrous characters, because Mouz are a good team. They know that they have to do something for it. So basically, they run the Bounty Hunter. This is a great hero for Light of Heaven. He knows how to play Bounty Hunter. They run Arsart's, one of Arsart's best heroes, Jakiro, and they still run the Enigma for Puppy. So they don't just throw. They do it intelligently, where they do some sort of... they do intelligent... they're intelligently silly. So they'll play silly, but they'll play silly in a way that could at least theoretically work. So we'll be back in just a bit for the second game of this GosuLeague. I might be joined by Miaris, I might not. I don't know how his call's going to work out, but hopefully the second game will be as entertaining to watch as the first one was.